the postpartum time, 30, 30, I believe it's 30 to 35% of women in their postpartum stage get postpartum depression. And so, you just need to be aware of the signs and recognize it if it does occur, and make your doctor aware of it. And I would share it with a very close friend that could keep in contact with you, especially a Christian friend that could keep in contact with you, that could continue to encourage you through it, and just keep contacting you and making sure that you're okay through it, that it doesn't get worse, because there is a small 1 in 1,000 women, I believe it is, that gets much worse than postpartum depression, and they have to be hospitalized, or institutionalized. And so, obviously, we don't ever want to get to that point. And so we just want to make sure that we get help and the resources that we need, at the time that we need them, that we are making the right people, aware of it, and seeking out guidance. Okay. So it is a real thing. It does occur. It is a natural thing that, that can happen. But we can take comfort in the Lord, and we can trust that the Lord will guide us through it, and that we can rest in His peace, that He will carry us through without us harming our babies, or anyone else, or ourselves, because that is the reality, that those 1 in 1,000 women, they do either harm their baby or themselves. Unfortunately, there are women who do that if they don't seek out help. And so it's just good to be aware. So I want to give you some scripture so that we can be prepared for that postpartum time, so that when you feel like you have nowhere to go and you just need solitude, that you can just look at one of these scriptures and you can feel that peace and comfort of God. And I will share this with you. When I was in my postpartum stage, postpartum lasts 1 year, just so you know. The birthing world, the birth workers have recognized that mothers need the support for 1 full year after the baby is born. And so it is very helpful for you to have family and friends that you can rely on, especially in the very first month. I would say at least 1 to 2 months that you can call on to bring you meals, that you can have just come and clean your house, do your laundry, that could run an errand for you. That's the reality, is that you're going to be tired. You're just going to be physically and emotionally exhausted. Everybody is. That's just the fact. And so, I just say that so you're prepared in advance to know. And when we're prepared, then we can walk into it with the knowledge that that we are enlightened, and that we have the comfort of the Father to be with us, to hold our hand through it all. Okay, and so in that first year of my postpartum, I really didn't have a whole lot of friends that I could really call on. It was a new town for me. I did have a couple of friends, but they weren't really close. I had one close friend, and she did not make meals for me. She was there to call on, and she was there to pray with me, and she would come over and she'd watch the baby for me if I asked her to. She might even have washed my clothes and cleaned my house if I'd asked her. But I didn't ask. And so it's important that you ask, and that you have a plan in place ahead of time for as many friends and family as you can. There's even websites out there that you can make a baby plan, and you can email it to people and let them know, hey, this is my website, and you can sign up to make meals for me, and you can sign up to clean my house, or you can sign up to do my laundry, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is that you need, you put it right there on the website, and they can sign up. And whoever has the link is able to sign up for it. My church has done that for so many women, that they can just get that support, and because it's just so critical. And so I just encourage you to do that. Another thing is, you could, if there's really favorite meals that you have that you like to cook or to eat, then you could prepare them before you give birth, and freeze them so that they're ready, so that they're ready for you. And organization is another key. I organized my whole house before I had the baby. I was very I'm not a detail-oriented person, if you haven't recognized that. I plan every day for that day, but I don't plan ahead. But this I did, and so I was very organized about the nursery. I wanted everything to be organized so that when the chaos came, I was ready for it. And I didn't want I didn't want drawers that I had to open up. I had shelves, and I had baskets, so that all I had to do was just grab stuff from inside the basket, instead of having to open up a drawer or open up a cabinet. It was so convenient, and that was underneath the baby station. Sometimes they recommend that you have two different baby stations, like one in the common area, like your living space area, and then one in the nursery, or one in your room, wherever the baby's going to sleep. I will say that I would recommend, or at least consider, having the baby sleep in the same room as you for at least the first 6 months, if not the first year. I didn't do this. This was, I regret not doing this. I wouldn't say that I would sleep in the same bed, because bed sharing is not necessarily the best practice. And I will share a resource with you about that. There's a gentleman that has done a lot of research. I think he's out of Harvard, and he's done a lot of research about bed sharing. So I'm going to write that down to share that resource with you. but I would highly recommend looking at that resource, because it is beneficial for mom and baby, especially during breastfeeding, that they are in the same room. Co-sleeping does not necessarily mean in the same room, same bed, but co-sleeping can mean the same room. So it could mean a little bassinet next to the bed, or it could mean that now they have these co-sleepers that have a separate small unit that's connected to the bed, but that the mom or dad can't roll over into the baby's bed area, and those are very good. You know, or even just putting the crib in the same bed, the same room, excuse me, as you, if you have the space to do so. But I would recommend that you at least check out his resource, because there are good ways of co-sleeping and there are not good ways of co-sleeping, and so it's important to know those ways, because you could inadvertently kill your baby if you co-sleep in the wrong manner, and we don't ever want that to happen. Okay, the couch, I will say, is the most dangerous way to co-sleep, one of the most dangerous ways to co-sleep with your baby, because just imagine that he or she can suffocate with the pillows around him or her if you fall asleep and are not paying as much attention. So I'm not going to go really in depth with that because I could talk a while. But I'm gonna just share that resource. I will also say that in my first year, I did not clean my bathroom, but one time. I hate to admit that, but it's true. Now my toilets, I did clean, but my sink area, because my husband shaved his head, he would clean the sink. But as far as my shower is concerned, especially my shower, it did not get clean except one time in an entire year. And the reason being that my philosophy was, if I had to let something go, that was going to be it, right? I had to keep saying first and foremost. And so you have to pick and choose what is most important. Is it most important to make sure that, mom and baby are safe and clean and taken care of, and that the meal's on the table, and that, that everything else is taken care of? And okay, if the shower doesn't get clean, then the shower doesn't get clean. Could I have hired a maid? Maybe, but I didn't, it just wasn't something I did. So, and we all can't hire a maid, right? We are all not that wealthy that we can hire a maid. I certainly can't hire a maid now. And so I just, you have to pick and choose what is most important. I'd like to mow my lawn every week, but I'm sorry, it's just not important right now in my life. And so you have to pick and choose what is most important in your life at the moment, because God does not want you to prioritize your life where something like mowing your lawn is more important than taking care of your baby at the time, right? So these are the precious hours, the precious days, and they are so short. 1 year may seem like a lot, but and when you're maybe in it, it may seem like a lifetime, but trust me, when that year is over, it is over. And all you have is memories. And so you need to just take in as many memories as possible. Okay?